Right now, the day's biggest news stories from a Vegas perspective. This is the Vegas Take with Sharp and Shapiro.
All right, welcome back. It is the Vegas Take. Rolling out hour number 3. By the way, coming up here at the bottom of the hour, I love this guy. One of my favorite comedians, actors growing up. He's the best. Marlon Wayans will be joining us coming up here at the bottom of the hour. He's got a show, I believe it's at the Mirage in Las Vegas tomorrow night. Very funny guy. So he'll be coming up here in just a little bit. But of course, it is Thursday, folks. And you know what that means. It means it is time for a little TMZ action. Mike Babcock from TMZ Sports joining us on the line right now. Mike, how's it going?
What's up, Mikey?
What's up, guys? How are you?
Doing great.
Doing great. Okay, so Mike, we always have to start off. We have to start off by talking a little O.J. Simpson, right? We have to talk O.J. So you guys have a story up. O.J. Simpson now warning Kaepernick. I thought you would have never known that Kaepernick would be getting advice from O.J. Simpson, the alleged double murderer. Okay, so I want to play you the audio, and then I want you to respond to it. Here's O.J. in his own words.
Hey, Twitter world, is yours truly. Hey, I'd like to say something to Colin Kaepernick. You know, I'm a guy that's been through just about everything. And the one thing I learned is that sometimes your friends, and I don't doubt that these are your friends, but sometimes they could say and do things that aren't in your best interest. You're an intelligent guy. Maybe you should tell some of these friends that you can speak for yourself. In any event, that being said, go down to Atlanta and kick ass. There's some NFL teams that I and everybody knows could use your skills. I'm just saying. Good luck. Take care.
Hi, I'm OJ, and I've been through a lot. All right, Mike. What are your thoughts?
Statement of the world right there.
So, Mike,
Very true.
So, Mike, he's like walking in this video. Can you describe it, and what do you make of this?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen OJ do this. The guy pays attention to what's going on in the sports world, in pop culture, and he's always making these videos where he's kind of commenting / giving advice on whatever the latest story happens to be. And obviously this week it's Colin Kaepernick. So I think when he talks about friends, I think he's referring to Eric Reed, obviously. Brandon Marshall was somebody also who kind of said that this thing feels like a charade and doesn't feel like a legitimate tryout. So I think what OJ is saying is that, these guys who are going out there and publicly criticizing the NFL after they have now set up a workout for him are hurting Colin's chances of actually being signed. I don't really believe that that's true. I don't know if there's any chance for Colin to actually get signed anyway, workout or not, but I don't think anything that Eric Reed says really has much of a bearing on if Colin Kaepernick is signed after this workout on Saturday.
Well, speaking on Colin Kaepernick, you guys have a story up saying that the NFL is saying we didn't promise you a workout attendance list. What can you tell us about this?
Right. So when the NFL called Colin Kaepernick's people, they were pressing him. They wanted an answer quickly. They said, if we set up this workout, will you attend? And Colin had a few things that he wanted to make sure that the NFL was going to follow through with. One of the things that he wanted was a list of the people that were going to attend, because he didn't want low-level people from these teams coming. He wanted coaches and GMs. Obviously, we know this thing is happening on a Saturday, so there are no head coaches going to this thing. How is a head coach going to go to this workout on Saturday in Atlanta and then coach their team the next day? It's not going to happen.
I agree.
So that's one thing that Colin wanted. Now, Colin, his team's position is that we were told that the NFL was going to give us this list. Now, people who are familiar with what's going on the NFL side of things here, they say that promise was never made. So now we have both sides saying two different things, and I do – part of me does question if Colin Kaepernick actually is going to end up working out on Saturday. I could definitely see him pulling out before Saturday and just not attending the workout.
And hip-hop mogul Jay-Z was very actively involved in creating this as well, correct?
So it feels like that. Rock Nation hasn't said anything at this point, but I think people do believe that since Jay-Z signed on to work with the NFL, that he has been in Roger Goodell and the NFL's ear and trying to push for Colin Kaepernick to get an opportunity. I mean, let's face it, this is something that's unprecedented. We've never seen,
right?
No less, mid-season, the NFL set up a workout for one guy where they've invited all 32 teams, where they're going to film this thing and send the tape to all 32 teams. We've never seen anything like this. We know, guys, multiple guys work out on Tuesday for different teams every week, and decisions are generally made like that. We've never seen anything like this before, so I think the NFL is going out of their way here, at least to make it look like they're trying to get
like they're making a conscious effort. And I have to respect Jay-Z as a businessman. What he's doing right now is, if this actually works out and he's able to get Colin Kaepernick back in the league, who wouldn't want to sign with him if they wanted a chance in the NFL?
And even, you know what, Jay, and either way, even if Colin doesn't get a job here, nobody is going to be able to say that the NFL is blackballing Colin,
right? Because,
like we just said, they've now set up something that's never been done before. So I think the NFL has put themselves in a good PR position where it looks like they're really trying to help Colin. Are they actually trying to help Colin? I don't know.
Who knows?
The Saturday timing of it is very weird to me.
I agree.
Nobody works out on Saturday. If they really want this guy to have a job, why not have it on Tuesday when you actually might be able to get coaches and GMs out? So the timing is weird, but I think publicity-wise, it's going to help the NFL.
So James Weissman is now declared ineligible. He withdrew his lawsuit against the NCAA, and he was declared ineligible because Penny Hardaway, his coach, moved him from Tennessee to Memphis, and he paid $18,000 to do it. But why are they withdrawing the lawsuit now?
Yeah, it's very weird. There's been a back and forth, obviously, that has gone on between Weissman's camp, Memphis, and the NCAA, and I think that the school felt that this was a big distraction for the entire university. Because of that, his legal team decided to withdraw the lawsuit. There's not too much clarification yet exactly why they did withdraw the lawsuit, but I know they're fighting. They're still trying to find a way here where James will be able to play. I mean, let's be honest, he's not going to be around past this year. So,
no chance.
They have a couple months to get this thing right if he is actually going to see the court anymore for Memphis.
And I think if he does play, they have a real chance to win the national championship or definitely make the Final Four. That team is stacked.
Oh, God. It's a seven-footer who can run like just the way he runs the court. He's a tremendous athlete. Obviously, a very talented guy. A guy who's going to, is a lock to be a top 5 pick. But, right now it's not looking good for him.
Wanted to ask you a little bit about the Detroit Lions honoring Charles Rogers. Really horrible news that came out that you guys reported, the first report that he died at the age of 38 years old, battling liver disease and cancer. You got, even Draymond Green from his hometown that said he looked up to this guy as one of his heroes. This is just a really sad story. This guy was a legend. He's thought of a legend there still in Detroit.
Right. I think a lot of people around the country, they think of him being a top pick who didn't do much in the NFL and obviously had some, various injuries that kind of derailed his career. But if you listen to anybody from Detroit, anybody from Michigan, really the entire state talk about Charles Rogers, this guy was one of the greatest athletes that the state's ever seen. And, whether it was in high school when he was just electric and unstoppable to when he was at Michigan State, the same way, just could not be stopped. You could tell people looked up to him, and I thought it was really interesting, like you said, Brian, to hear Draymond Green, who was a perennial all-star, talk about how important Charles Rogers was to him. So I think it's cool that the Lions and hopefully Michigan State will as well honor him because I think he deserves it. What's strange about the situation, I talked to some people who are friends of his, guys who played with him at Michigan State, and nobody realized that at first that he was even sick. And then once it kind of did start to become clear to them that there was something wrong with Charles, nobody realized that the situation was this dire. There were teammates who were actually trying to get resources together through the NFL and some other organizations where they might be able to help and try to find a liver for him because he needed the transplant. But all this was going on in the background, but he just unfortunately passed away before any of that stuff could come to fruition. It's turned out that he was really, really sick, and it's just a sad story.
Yeah, he was a freak athlete. He was 6'4", 210 with a 4.25 40 number 2 pick out of the draft of the Lions. And Draymond Green said it. He said people think that Charles Rogers is a bust. He said no, he's from Saginaw, Michigan. He was the number 2 pick in the draft. He made it. It doesn't matter how good his NFL career was. He still made it from where he came from, and you have to respect that. So Mark Cuban is now – he actually did legitimately consider running for president, and then his family talked him out of it. Talk about that.
Yeah, Mark Cuban is, over the last year has talked about how he would like to run for office. And we saw him today out in New York City. We asked him, hey, what's going on? The presidential election obviously heating up here. What's going on? Have you gave more thought to running? And he said no. He said he's not going to run. He's changed his mind, and it's all because of his family. He said that his family did not want him to run. And we obviously know everything that comes with a political campaign.
Yeah,
Absolutely. And the spotlight that is cast upon your family. So because of that, I don't think that they wanted to see their dad go through that. And I don't think they wanted to go through it themselves either. So they were able to convince Mark not to run. And he did kind of leave it open, though. He said, I'm obviously able to change my mind in the future, so maybe something changes. But as of right now, we're not going to get the politician Mark Cuban, which I was kind of looking forward to.
I was too. It makes you wonder. I wonder if he has some baggage, because Donald Trump, he deals with this because he has a lot of baggage. If he didn't have this much baggage, he wouldn't deal with this much. So I wonder if Cuban's got some skeletons.
Right. I think, you know what, like Trump, don't like Trump. I mean, when you just look at the scrutiny, man, it's tough to kind of voluntarily put yourself through.
Listen, Babcock, I am not going to get into a debate with you in regards to Donald Trump. I don't want to lose my job.
No.
Okay, that was a bad joke.
I don't even like, Brian, I don't even like saying the word Trump anymore. I'm erase it from my lexicon. I will never talk about politics again, believe me.
I don't blame you. That's probably a good idea, Mike. Hey, man, we always appreciate it when you take some time to join us every week. Thanks so much, Mike. Have a fantastic weekend, all right? All right, have a good one. By the way, if you didn't know what I was referring to, Mike Babcock got into a debate with, who was it, JD at TMZ? I forgot his name, actually.
His name was Van Lathan.
Yeah, they got into a debate or argument, whatever you want to call it, about Donald Trump. And
I would say it was more of an argument.
Yeah, and Van got fired.
Yeah, he got physical.
They gave him the axe.
And then he got fired.
Yeah, they gave him the axe. So that's why Babcock says he's not going to be talking about, he doesn't even like saying the name Donald Trump anymore. That's the inside joke that we're talking about there. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, JD was in a very bad mood yesterday when he walked into the studio. Now, that could be a number of different reasons. I've known him for a while now. It had to do with his horoscope. Yes, that's right, folks. I'll explain what that means. We got Marlon Wayans coming up at the bottom of the hour, too. Stay tuned for that. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back right after this. You're listening to the Vegas Take right here on the all-new 101.5 FM, 720 AM KDON.